Girls fight with their butts and boobs in this wretched new anime. When you see a truly awful commercial product, do you ever try to picture the businessman who made it happen? Who was the suit, on the 11th floor of some glassy, gilded skyscraper, who bypassed several security officers, took an elevator to a sterile meeting room, sat down with his well-groomed colleagues and assistants and announced, "Yes, definitely. We would love to produce a fighting anime about women smashing their asses and tits together. Very good, tremendous potential here. Who are you, suit? Can we talk? I have questions about Keijo." I picture this moment, the shaking of hands, the nodding of heads. Were they drinking filtered water when they decided that, yes, a sport where no contact is allowed except using breasts and butts was extremely good and, hell, let's get some real solid animators in here? Scribbled on ledger paper over in Osaka, Japan. Was there an obliging secretary's notes on 18-plus girls, wearing swimsuits, in the dormitory, honing their butt cannon and bust-to-bust attack skills, learning about life and love? I protest. I don't care that it's well animated. I don't care that the women have discernible personalities, no cookies for you. It is beside the point that Keijo was previously a manga. It could have died in obscurity. Now it's on Crunchyroll. In Keijo's first episode, which aired on October 6th, protagonist Nozomi Minashi begins attending Seitachi Keijo training school. Several former judo students hone their ass and tit slamming skills, blasting opponents off floating islands called lands. Yes, they flirt with each other. Of course their swimsuits are sheer. Yes, it has dorm room shenanigans. It is a thing that exists in a world that is increasingly horrible and full of deplorable things. We've increasingly seen anime that takes fan service as its subject, and not as a supplement to its subject. This isn't a hentai. And yet, in Keijo, female erogenous zones are the subject, with a thin plot shambly plastered on top. The occasional upskirt shot or full-body pan is an expected, tolerable mainstay of contemporary anime. What I don't understand is why, despite cultural differences, a lot of American anime fans seek Keijo and laugh it off, unmoved that, in this show, women are valued at the sum total of their body parts.
I disagree. Sure, some stuff falls under live and let live. Probably a lot of it. But there are things that are just wrong and no amount of cultural heritage can defend. The sexualization of minors, the abuse of women, the mistreatment of minorities. If a country is engaged in this kind of shit, I don't care how far removed they are from Western norms, it's wrong and immoral, and the international community is perfectly within their rights to shame them. The point is, cultural tradition is not a shield. It isn't a defense. If what your culture does harms people or represses them or causes demonstrable damage to the society, it's simply wrong. It isn't none of our business. It's the world's responsibility to protect and aid the progression of all people toward equality and advancement.
The brutal reality, the sad part about this, is that this clearly meets a desire of the market. That's the part that makes me the most sad. It's a window into the outlets of sexual desire at the moment in Japan, and potentially a view into the levels of repression that are also present. Considering the recent reports about the statistics of Japanese citizens that are currently virgins might give some insight into why this sort of thing succeeds. Every culture finds ways to release their sexual tension, some seemingly more appropriate than others, depending on your views, but the trivialization of the characters' personal bodies is a bit of a bummer, for sure. One thing I find odd is the American acceptance and interest in the show. But that's kinda besides the point, since we didn't even really make it, and just putting it on Crunchyroll is a much lower financial risk than what the Japanese producers put themselves through. But again, the suits, they're just doing their jobs of providing the content that will sell. I might be reductive in my views of how the world works and free market bullshit, But the trouble lies in the fact that this manga has sold the way that it did and that people wanted to see the animation.
Cool, I didn't know this anime existed. Sweet stealth advertisement for the series and for Crunchyroll. Anyone know if they have that series about the guy who makes food that tastes so good it gives people orgasms and makes their clothes explode? I need to know the name of that one so I can watch it after Joe.
So cool, big scandalous. Kids love it.